It is Monday, April 24th, 2023. I'm starting this week off over here at Ensign Intermediate School. I'm doing another science class, a 7th grade science class today. Incidentally, I actually remember where I was 14 years ago today at this very school when I was a student here. I was having like an IEP meeting around this exact time in the morning, like early in the morning, in the upstairs office by the lounge. So I remember 14 years ago and seeing a couple of teachers, at least one or two of which still work here today. In fact, I can be sure that this teacher whom I'm subbing for was here when I was a student here. And finally, a periodic table in a K-12 classroom that is actually updated this time. Speaking of which, when I was telling the students what they're doing today, which was pretty much like filling out a few pages of a worksheet about plate tectonics and reading an article and answering questions and such, in preparation for tomorrow's quiz, I told them if you're done with all of that, then just go and memorize the periodic table. And then I said, no, I was just joking about the latter. This is one of the best science classes that I've ever subbed for in this entire school, like all periods, and the teacher told me to like grade them A through F, and I'm like, okay, A plus, A, B plus, A. I mean, it was very respectful thus far. Even SSR, everyone was quiet, relatively speaking, working together and such. And now it's right in the middle of 7th period, and earlier in 7th period I went over to a basic skills class. Before I finished my student teaching here, I took about a week and went to various skills classes to see if I could help out. And in 7th period, I went to this particular teacher, and this is her prep period, so I went over there seeing if anyone needs math help, but nobody needed math help, so I just came here and basically twiddled my thumbs, or whatever the expression is. Other than that, I have one more period. It's more like a skills, like helping out students. There's like only 8 people, and it's just like doing academic work and such, so I'll probably hopefully get to float around and help. And this is a conclusion to a remarkable day. I really enjoyed this day, even 8th period, like from 1st period to 8th period. Every single class were like silent, on task, listening. It was like the best science class I've ever subbed for in my life. I told that in the sub-report that she wanted me to fill out, the teacher and other staff here. I'm saying like this is like the best class. So this day down, I know where I'm going to be half of tomorrow. It is April 25th, 2023. I'm back over here at Killybrooke. The 6th grade teacher whom I subbed for twice already asked me again via text, hey, could I sub this day? It would be a half day, and so I said, sure, I can, so that's why I'm here today. And it's wonderful so far. I came here about 5 minutes early, so I silently walk in and everybody is dead silent because they're taking another test. Like every time I'm here, they're at least taking one test. And it was like a reading test or star reading or something. And I walk in and people begin to whisper and wave and such, and so I just wave back. And the teacher gave me a rundown of what I will be doing for this half day, and it's pretty much going to be easy. Like it's lunch right now. After lunch it's like a read aloud, and then library, and then home. So and then like cleaning up in the middle. So and then when I was walking over here, it was lunchtime for, I assume, the lower elementary. One of them I heard like hey or something like that, and one of the 2nd graders was waving at me and smiling because I subbed for him when the first time I was here. I showed a brand new card trick right before lunch, and so far so good. Can't wait for the rest of the day. But before school ended, we were at the library, and the librarian was reading a book, and then they were all like checking out new books and everything and reading. And then after school, as I was walking them out, a couple of 2nd graders whom I subbed for the first time I was at Killybrooke were like saying hi and saying, hey, I remember you and everything. And then I got my stuff and I went outside, and I had like duty, and the principal was there. And another person was there who I knew at Newport Harbor High School. She was the aide to a friend of mine at Newport Harbor High School. The principal said, don't worry about it, it's okay, you could go now. So I got to talk with the principal and say I'm willing to do assemblies at my expense. I'm actually going to have an upcoming assembly on Thursday, so I might as well say that here in this video. I'm going to be at College Park Elementary, but in Irvine Unified School District. We've been talking about for like probably a month or more, month and a half. And that's going to be Thursday, and very excited. I'll leave a link to how it went in the description below, and can't wait to see how it goes. And I'll be doing 3 assemblies, so I was telling her about that, and kind of telling her what I do. I do like autism awareness, encouragements, acceptance, as well as like juggling and all that fun stuff and everything. And she said that it's pretty busy the last couple of months of school, but next year probably at the beginning of the year. And she said that it would be very good for me to do that at that time. And then I asked her, okay, well, by any chance do you like know my name? Like maybe you could contact me or something, or should I email? And she said, I think I follow you on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, you heard about that. And that's the second time today when an office staff admin like that said that, like heard about my social media and everything. So I'm like, yeah, it's a hobby, but I'm getting to communicate to the world about autism awareness acceptance. If I could do it, you could do it too, and all of these things. And at lunch today, when I was telling that to the first admin who recognized my name, I was telling her like a lot more of like all the encouragements that I said, and she was like very, very inspired. She's like, that's a very inspiring thing to say, and it would inspire a lot of lives, and that's my goal. And that's it, a conclusion to a great day today. Can't wait for the next time. It's April 28th, 2023. I'm over here at Newport Heights Elementary, where I went to for 4 years, and I'm subbing a 4th grade class today. It's the same 4th grade class that I subbed for the second time I was here last year, and this teacher I knew when I was a student here. As soon as I walked into the office lady immediately said, hey, I saw you on Channel 7 News. I was so excited and everything. And yeah, I told her the story about that, and then I walked over here and the door was already open and the teacher was in the back getting things ready, and I looked over the notes that I had to read, and I got to ask any clarifying questions that I had. Then there was flag deck, and that teacher said, okay, you're on your own now. So we came over here, but before, when I was still outside, another teacher whom I subbed for a couple times in the past, she was very excited because she said that she saw me on the news too, Channel 7. So that was an amazing experience that I had. Denise Dedore of ABC7 said that maybe in late April or early May, which starts next week, I might have a featured exclusive story about me. So hopefully that's still in the plans, but regardless, it's just my joy to be helping out. Yesterday at College Park Elementary went amazing. Over in Irvine Unified, I juggled for like 600 students, and even moved all the staff members, all the teachers, one of them almost to tears, and it was just amazing, phenomenal. And so this class is very great. It's a very good class, and they enjoyed the tricks. Got to teach a little bit of math, standard algorithm of multiplication, and area model of multiplication, like 2 different methods. Very neat what they teach these days. My cart/number/multiplication trick is on the board behind me, so that's why I have all those cards there. But other than that, so many people are happy to see me. Like all the teachers are very happy when I walk by and such, and or they came up to me and such. A lot of the students are also happy to see me as well, remembering me from when I subbed last time. And one last memorable thing, I guess, in the beginning when we were doing like BFG, the Big Friendly Giant, and we were reading it, and I tried to get the sound to play on YouTube, which is what I did last time when I subbed 4th grade for another class. And we just had to resort to reading because the sound wouldn't work well. But they read phenomenally. We read 2 chapters, but the first chapter, it happened to be all the girls, and I saw, girls and boys raise their hand up high, like everyone, or at least half the class wanted to read. And they were, raising their hand high, but it was all girls. And so when we went from one chapter to the other chapter, long story short, no pun intended, I'm like, okay, fellas, it's your turn. And so then all the boys read for the second chapter, and they actually caught on. People are like, hey, it's fellas only when the girls raise their hand, and I thought it was funny. I got it from Liberace. And that's like, how does piano playing have to do with reading? Well, it's a long story. Okay, it's lunchtime now, and can't wait for the latter third of the day. We were out during Fun Friday right now, and a lot of the 4th graders were asking me to show them a card trick. Then they asked, well, show them to one of the 2nd graders, and we walked over, and it was the teacher I subbed for like the last time I was here for the half day. And I said I was the one who subbed for you, and the teacher said, oh yes, they talk about you all the time and everything that you could do. So I just showed a quick card trick. And the day concluded remarkably, and yes, it did get a bit rambunctious with the puppet project, the puppeteering project, which is exactly what the teacher warned me ahead of time, but overall it was a very nice class, very kind and respectful, and I'm glad of how today went and how this entire week went. So again, my encouragements are, disability or not, anybody can do whatever they set their heart and mind to do. I hope that this may encourage aspiring teachers as well. Oh, and yesterday I completed my first semester of my master's program out of 3 semesters, so like in 1 year's time I should be hooded, as they say at Vanguard, and get my or get a master's degree. So this week went excellent, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.